What's going on, 5-9 Gaming crew? Lethal One up here, and guys, welcome back to another 5-9 Gaming Weekly Wrap. You guys know the video series where we go ahead and we talk about the week's worth of news, and I have 4 pieces of news to talk about on the agenda that's today. One of which, I will be honest, it's not necessarily guaranteed. However, a bunch of different people are kind of like, corroborating the story that's definitely going to be happening, so it's more of a rumor for right now, but we'll talk about that one when I get to it. And I'm gonna be honest, this was another big indie-filled week because, PlayStation had theirs last week, and then it was Xbox that announced it last week, and it finally had it this week. Nintendo had theirs too, so we're gonna go ahead and jump into a bunch of indie games that got announced from both Xbox and Nintendo. But let's actually just go ahead, jump into the very first story, and that is Nintendo Indie World had their event. I'm getting my information from the Nintendo Indie World site. Essentially, they held a 30-minute presentation where they showcased a bunch of upcoming games that are coming, or indie games that are coming to the Nintendo Switch for not just this year, but also for next year. With the very first one, which I'm really excited for, and that is Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, which is a timed console exclusive for Switch with a 2022 release date. They showed off Toem, which is going to be releasing for fall 2021, Loop Hero releasing holiday 2021, Far Changing Tides 2022, and then actually they announced a bunch of games that were dropping same day of the event. That was August the 11th, and that was Necrobarista, Final Pour, Garden Story, Boyfriend Dungeon, Axe and Verge 2, which is hype, and then Islanders. And then they did a bunch more games like Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon coming this holiday, Metal Slug Tactics 2022 coming in 2022, Tetris Effect is coming in October the 8th. And then again, they showed a bunch of other games, so go check out the website. And there's one more that I really want to talk about too that really got my attention. It looks really good. I'm not sure if it's out on PC, but it is having a timed console exclusive on Switch coming September 16th, and that is Eastward. Basically, I'm gonna say right now, it's like another really good looking Pixar art game, but it had like a cool Stranger Things kind of vibe to it because apparently I think the story has something to do with like a bit of a mystery in this town. So it already the trailer had caught my interest, and so definitely look into that one. And the big one for me, and I've been like going crazy about it over on Twitter, and that is Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. It's basically like a spiritual successor to Jet Set Radio, a series that I just wish would just come back. I wish Sega would just bring it back, hopefully maybe one day, or maybe Bomb Rush Cyberpunk will just be, it'll just be just that. But that game, literally, if you play Jet Set Radio, it looks just like it. What's it called? Also, what's cool is for the soundtrack, they're gonna have Hideki Naganuma, who did Jet Set Radio, come back and do some of the songs in there. So I'm really hyped for that. It's honestly probably one of my most anticipated games for 2022. I haven't decided if I'm gonna buy it on Switch, but because it does drop on Switch first, which from what I haven't actually looked into it, but I believe that even the time console exclusivity with Switch is not a big time gap. I saw something about it being a week between when it drops on Switch, between when it drops, I think, on the rest of the other platforms like PlayStation and Xbox. So I mean, you could honestly wait that out. If it is just a week, I'm not 100% sure about that, but either way, it is dropping for the other consoles as well. But to be honest, because I just want to get this game ASAP, I'm probably gonna get it on Switch. I might get it again on PlayStation, but we'll see. But that was the first story. Let's jump into story number 2, and that is Twitch Gaming Showcase ID at Xbox. In case you guys missed it, a bunch of games got shown off, so I'm gonna do like I did with the Nintendo Indie World and just kind of go through that list for the Xbox one. Basically, they did Sam & Max Save the World Remastered, which released the same day of the event, which is really cool. Ali World got a release date of winter 2021. Library of Arena was also launching same day as the event, but also releasing on Game Pass, which is super hype. In fact, I think there was at least, I don't know, maybe 5 or maybe more than that, but there's a bunch of games that got announced that are also going to be dropping on Game Pass, which is really cool. But besides that one, there was Aeon Drive Fall that's dropping fall of 2021, Lab Rat for 2022, Space Lines from the Far Out, which is also fall 2021, and then again, they just mentioned a bunch of other games, but real quickly, there was The Big Con, Evil Genius 2, Loot River, and again, just go check out the official Xbox post over on Xbox Wire. But honestly, Sam & Max, I played one of those games because there was a couple that released, I think, back in the day. But the remaster looks great. It was available, like I said, day of the actual event. And then there's games that are dropping on Game Pass that also caught my eye, and that was Library of Arena. Again, I'm gonna say this, and I think I've said it every single time I've ever talked about it, because It's just pure facts. Game Pass is a great way to just play a bunch of indie games. You know, I mean, it's a service that you don't have to actually just buy the game, but you can kind of just try them out, right? Especially for indies. I think indies is kind of a great way to be able to play a lot of these indie games and hopefully get them out there. Because as I mentioned before, you know, indies, sometimes some of these smaller indie games have a hard time, you know, getting out there. So I think Game Pass is a great way of doing that. And guys, Game Pass to try out even a bunch of these games again, especially Library Arena, like that one looked really good, so definitely go check that one out. Going into number 3, we have a Pokemon Direct got announced. This comes from the official Pokemon Twitter account. Basically, they tweeted, "Attention trainers, tune in to our YouTube channel on Wednesday, August 18th at 6 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time for a Pokemon Presents video featuring Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, Pokemon Shining Pearl, and Pokemon Legends Arceus." Mega hype. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know about you guys, but I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Unite. I think everybody's playing Pokemon Unite if you have a Switch at this point. But Pokemon Unite has brought back my my Pokemon. Like, I just want Pokemon again back in my life, and so I'm actually really looking forward to these games now. Legends Arceus I was already looking forward to. Again, I'm really looking back, and I kind of miss Pokemon, so I'm definitely gonna be getting into Brilliant Diamond or Shining Pearl. I haven't decided yet, but this is hype. Finally gonna get a Pokemon Direct to kind of go over more for these games. I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys want to see from this Direct? You know, in terms of those games, I'm gonna be honest. Obviously, it's pretty obvious, but I think a lot of people probably feel the same way. The Diamond and Pearl remakes, I'm gonna be cool with just that just being a remake. But Legends Arceus is the one where I'm just like, man, I need to know what's gonna go on with that game, because I remember back from when they first shown it off, I think we all had the same kind of like mentality where we're just like, man, that game looked like it was like it was fighting for its life to run on Nintendo Switch. It looked like it definitely needed a lot more work on before that game was ever going to release. And I think when we saw that January release date, I know for me personally, I was just like, oof, that's a pretty soon release date. And it's not even like that much further off of the Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. So my biggest thing is I hope it looks a lot more smoother, because that game is an open world game. So, you know, it's going to take a lot of optimization, right, and a lot of work to make that look good. So that's probably like the number one thing I want to see for Legends Arceus is does the actual gameplay, right, when they're having the Pokemon matches, the battles and whatnot, like it got to look like it's going to be able to run fine. Also, I need to know, will we see multiplayer in that game? Because that's going to be a big one, especially open world. I would love it if, you know, it has like a co-op multiplayer where you guys can both travel in the world. I'm just gonna pray for that. I don't know if that's gonna happen. Maybe it'll just be like, you know, like normal, right? You go to like a spot to go ahead and battle other trainers. Maybe like I don't even know if they're gonna have Pokemon centers, right? I actually wrote that down. I was like, are we gonna see gyms, Pokemon centers? Because this game also takes place, I think it said way before, I think, all the Pokemon games. I'm not sure if it's all of them, but it takes place before a lot of the Pokemon games that we know already. So that's going to be a really cool thing. I'm curious about that. The other thing I wrote down that I saw a lot of people were talking about over on Twitter was, can we see Mega Evolutions in either game? I don't know. See, I can't remember for the last remakes. Was it just strictly to what that game was about, right? What that introduced? Or did they still bring back certain mechanics from other games and they brought it back into those remakes? If they did, that'd be pretty cool. Mega Evolution is the one that I'm always going to want to see. I saw a lot of people talking about Alolan versions. You know, so I'm going to toss it over to you guys. Do you guys want to see Mega Evolutions in any of these games? The Alolan versions, I think more so the Alolan versions we could potentially see. I'm not sure about the Mega Evolution. I hope so. But again, tossing it out there to you guys let me know. I'm curious about that. The last one, this is the one that I mentioned where I was like, this isn't like it's not a guarantee. But listen, when Nibelian tweets it and a bunch of other people that I follow also tweeted that are all pretty, like, you know, spot on individuals that, you know, that got their information on point, I feel like it's definitely going to happen. But the cool thing ever, the GTA trifecta of 3, Vice City, San Andreas are apparently going to be getting remasters. Now, the official tweet from Nibelian said, rumor, Rockstar is working on a remaster of 3 classic Grand Theft Auto games, and all these remasters will use Unreal Engine and a mix of old and new visuals, coming late October, early November to PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, Jesus, Switch, mobile, and Stadia. It's apparently coming to all of them. I'm going to take a step back. The remaster is going to use Unreal Engine. So I'm going to say I don't think the prior games used Unreal Engine. I could be totally wrong. Correct me. I'm not 100% on this. But a lot of people were also talking about in the comment section saying, oh, how is this game going to even look? because back then I'm not sure what engine they used, but I do believe the engine that they used to use, I don't even know if they still use that engine or whatever the case may be. It's going to be interesting because as Nabillion kind of said, it's going to have a mixture of old and new visuals, maybe better environments, but the character models will kind of just be a little bit slightly higher up res maybe. I don't know. I'm curious, what do you guys think about that? But also, can we talk about how these are coming to like every platform known to man? Switch, Nintendo Switch. This is coming out on Nintendo Switch. I think that's a pretty big one because what was it? The GBA? I could be wrong here, but I think the last time I remember a GTA game releasing was like the Chinatown game. I think it's like Chinatown Wars. That might be even on DS too, I think actually. But seeing like the Vice City, San Andreas dropping on Nintendo Switch, I think is a pretty big thing. I don't know, I'm just thinking like, Nintendo is they're kind of switching it up a little bit with how they operate, and it's cool to see them actually drop these bigger GTA games on there, because I would have never thought I'd see that on the Nintendo brand. So I'm curious, what do you guys think about that? And then Stadia, I can't believe that. That's cool. I mean, I know a lot of people, and I was surprised to see some of you guys use Stadia. So I know people are using Stadia. So I mean, what do you guys think about that? Mobile, I feel like everything has to drop on mobile nowadays because everybody got a smartphone. Most accessible way to play a lot of these games. That kind of just makes sense. At this point, though, I think the last thing I had here was like GTA 6. When will we see that? Is that still going to be a thing? If you guys didn't know, I remember the last bit of news that I had seen that people had brought up even to my attention was like, what do you think about it being a female-led character? And I'm down for it. I'm just curious to see how the story would go out. So I'm curious to know, what do you guys think? Does this mean that GTA is back on the roadmap? Or they're still working on other games? I'm not even sure what. I'm not sure what Rockstar is working on currently. I keep forgetting. I don't know if it's like another Red Dead. I think they are. I think they were currently working on something big. But either way, I don't know when we're gonna get GTA 6. But does this kind of satisfy you guys when it comes to some GTA love, at least in the current day right now for gaming? Drop down in the comment section and let me know. But guys, these are all the pieces of news that I have for this week. Again, make sure you subscribe to the 5-9 Gaming channel and on YouTube, on Twitch, Twitter, on all platforms. Make sure you're staying up to date with all our video releases. If you haven't already, go back and check back on a bunch of videos that we just dropped over this week. Again, I'm Lethal One Up. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.